Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today, is Trump's no tax on Social Security plan going to happen? So before we get started, if you like my channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Helps my channel grow. Along with that, feel free to leave comments. Love to hear from you. Love to know if other topics you'd like me to talk about. So okay, let's get started. So in 1980, a little history. In 1983, the taxes, the Social Security was changed and taxed up to 50%. And that was signed into law by President Reagan. And in 1993, 10 years later, that same Social Security was taxed up to 85% by President Clinton. Bring that up because you need to take a look and say, this isn't a Republican thing or a Democratic thing. It's just simply a tax thing. And so really it's what you need to look at. No one group is exempt from wanting to tax our money. So currently 50% of people that receive Social Security are paying taxes on it. The changes were intended to really was intended to make the program last longer because the taxes are put back into the system. It's also a way to some people say the wealthy pay more, but really I don't believe that's really the case. So when you look at dollars, in 1980, $25,000 a year is equal to $81,000 a year if you are single. $32,000 a year for married couples is equal to $103,000. But those aren't the numbers that we deal with. We still have a base of 25,000 and 32,000. So none of those indexes have been changed, and they really need to be. So challenges to the change. Well, if removed the taxes, it will add $1.5 trillion over 10 years in terms of draining the Social Security that much quicker. And it will drain it about a year early. So it would run out of money one more year earlier than what it currently is set to do. In 2024, for example, $100 billion in taxes went into Social Security. So you can see at $100 billion why anyone is somewhat reluctant to want to say, let's not tax that, because that money goes back into Social Security. So it's when it comes to tax dollars and politicians, you kind of know how that works, and they are very reluctant to change that. Another thing that's a challenge to the change is it needs Congress to approve it. And we know exactly how difficult it is for Congress to do anything, let alone change something like Social Security. They can't get together to decide what they want to do for lunch, let alone something as important as taxes on seniors. So I think they will, as long as they feel they can kick that can down the road, they will do it. And the next challenge to that is the lowest people that are getting Social Security, lowest in terms of income, they will not benefit from paying, from having taxes removed, because they don't pay taxes anyway because they're below that threshold. So the poorest aren't necessarily going to benefit from that at all. And the wealthy, we're not going to benefit from it because, they would benefit because they pay a fair amount of tax as it is, but only up to the wage cap. So they would recoup that. What they really need to do is increase the tax index from the 1980s to the 2025. That would change that, the number I said earlier, from 25,000 to 81,000 in terms of income. So that would go towards balancing the current numbers. That would go a long way, and just doing that would take that Social Security into 2060 before it would then run out of funds. So, there's a number of things they can, of course, do. That would be a smart one, besides just raising the tax. Raise the wage cap. The wage cap is currently 176,400, I believe. It needs to be, 400 or even higher, or you always hear about billionaires. They don't want that change, because if it was taken off altogether, they would owe quite a bit of money, enough to keep that system running for another 100 years. Just on those people alone. So the next thing to consider is you're currently paying a payroll tax of 12.4%. They talked about raising that gradually to 14.4%. Now that would only close that gap and give you about 2 to 3 more years of payment ability. Or they can do a combination of both. Combination of both is raise, the payroll tax a little bit, raise the wage cap, and, they wouldn't even necessarily have to look at the age, but certainly the age is something that is also under consideration, because people are living longer. So 96% of Americans want Social Security to survive. They like the program. They love the program. And they feel it's a bedrock of retirement for the aged. And so it's really something that really everyone likes. So that's why, one, it's so difficult to anyone to look at it and touch it. Congress is so afraid of it. But they need to get off their duff. They need to do something about it. I'm in favor of because removing the taxes, the group it's going to help the most is actually the middle income, and they deserve it, because they pay 100% of the taxes, and they have paid 100% of the taxes their entire life. And so the fact is that they deserve an opportunity to have a break, because let's face it, we're already taxed to the moon and back, and it's time for Congress to do something. And I'm in favor of removing the tax, but I'm also in favor of them fixing what needs to be done. So let me know what you think. So with that, I'm going to tell you, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.